Hi everybody, this is kind of a weird video. I'm folding laundry. Welcome to my bed. It's a mess. I'm doing 20 million loads of laundry. It's almost 8 o'clock. Josh is finishing getting the girls down for bed. I just finished my night chores. And first of all, hi, hello. I'm Lara. Probably you're not new watching this video because why would you want to watch some random person fold laundry? If not, great. Welcome. I'm gonna be sharing something. We're gonna be doing the personal talk tonight. I usually do like food pantry, cooking types. Oh, sorry, those are my husband's chonies. I even made like the conscious effort to be like, don't fold underwears. A bunch of dogs at my house that I was watching, and we finally sent the last two home. Well, no, Nyla's here, but we love her and we consider her one of ours. So she doesn't count. But we sent the last two crazy ones home. It is so peaceful. These last few weeks have been nuts. But I was in the middle of doing a new challenge, and I got a message yesterday from someone who said their dog sitter, or not dog sitter, they needed drop-in care. And they flaked on them, and if I would be willing to go over and just feed her animal. She has a roommate, but she wanted someone else to just go over and check on food and water and let her out one time while the roommate was at work. But it's right during dinner time. So last night, I didn't even think about it. Sorry. I get a call from Josh, and he's like, it's 6 o'clock. Should I start dinner for you? Or not for you, but, he's like, should I start something for dinner? So we wound up grabbing some tacos, which we rarely do because we're poor. But last night I said, you know what? I'm not gonna. I accidentally pulled the underwears out on my last clip, so I had to restart. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I had a video for yesterday, and I have a food pantry haul from last Saturday. The one that I had just posted was a week old, but I'm like, I don't want to post two in a row. So I've been debating on even I have a tickle in my throat. I have been debating on even talking about this, but I feel like for the people who stick around that I love, my besties, you know who you are, might notice some changes. So then I thought to myself, Laura, if you feel the need to share this, and it's not something you would normally do, it's probably because somebody needs to hear it. There's a hair clip on this pajamas that I washed. Weird. Stick it on the other side because I only had one clip. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to share stuff I usually don't talk about. So it goes, this story starts as a youngin'. I'm talking about in the womb. When I was born, the doctor told my mom that because my biological mother did heroin when she was pregnant with me, there was a good chance that I would be addicted to sugar. So growing up, my mom always made, when I say mom, that's my grandma who raised me, but she's my mom. Also, how do children do this to their shirts? It's like I didn't even wash it. My girls cannot wear light shirts. Anyways. So we didn't grow up with a lot of money. My mom grew stuff in a very small garden in the backyard. It was just her and I. She made her own bread. I grew up eating like wheat, soaked wheat. My lunch for school would be a tuna sandwich on homemade bread, a couple of baby carrots, and she wouldn't even cut the cheese. She would just like break a piece of cheese off. And Tina opened the door. Hello. It's your dinner time. You guys are gonna go have dinner. Shut the door because it's going to get crazy. So I didn't even have a Twinkie until I was a teenager. I'd never even tasted one. No. So there wasn't money for junk. On my birthday, I was allowed to go pick out like a sugar cereal. So I had sugar cereal once a year in my house. Maybe if there was a clearance or something, my mom might, but I don't even remember that. So, I didn't eat unhealthy, but I was always the chunky kid. I, every day in the summer, because I am going to be 40 sooner than later. I think I turned 39 this year. But I went to the pool by myself every day in the summer, and I swam for hours. I rode my bike. It was like a mile and a half. I rode my bike. I swam for hours. I played outside all day. One time our car broke down, and my mom worked 8 miles away from our house, and we had to ride our bikes to school. It's 8 miles. And I did it at 8. So I was a pretty active kid. I ate fairly healthy, but I was very bullied my entire life for being fat. And I was not thin, but I definitely was not the chunkiest kid. And maybe that's why, I don't know, but I was bullied a lot for it. And I've always been about this size. And I'm about like a size 14, 16. Even in high school, I was about this size. So I get married. That's a whole nother video. And I get divorced, and it was a really hard time. I had a baby the same week I got my divorce papers in the mail, my final papers. And after that, I was finishing my bachelor's. I recently divorced. I have a newborn, moved back home with my mom. And I got up to about 280 pounds, which is about 70 pounds higher than I am now. And my hips, so I've mentioned this before too. Sorry, this is kind of rambling, and I had it planned in my brain, like all the things that I wanted to say and how I was going to say it, but you know, my brain. So I have a soft tissue damage on my left hip, and because I compensate with my right hip, I have messed up both hips now, and then I have extremely weak left ankle. In middle school, it would just give out, and I'd be on crutches for a week. So this side of my body is like especially broken. And it was getting to the point that I couldn't even walk. Like my hips were hurting so bad. And I was a nanny then, and we went on walks every day. We were at the park, and I'm like, I have a newborn. So in 2013, when my oldest was not even a year yet, I made the decision to have weight loss surgery. So I had gastric sleeve, and I chose that one because it was less invasive and it wasn't removing my anatomy. In the first year, I got down to 193 pounds. That was my lowest weight, like after the losing stopped. So 193 pounds. Within that month after, it took about a month to kind of level out. I gained probably 5 pounds. So I would say my average was about 198, 200 pounds. But my body just could not get past that 200. So that was 10 years ago that I've had this surgery. My current weight as of a week ago is 209 pounds. So in 11 years, I have gained 9 pounds. I've had 2 babies. I've had many life changes. I felt like 9 pounds is pretty good. You know, that's a pound a year. But recently, if you're a former fellow friend who watches, I bent over to shave my legs, and my hip got stuck, and I couldn't stand up. And there's a dog knocking on the door with her tail. Sorry, this is gonna have a lot of edits, I can already tell. So I'm like, I can't get back to this point where I can't walk, where I can't play with my kids. And even though I'm 70 pounds lower than I was, and I've only gained 10, my hips just need, I've been told that I'm going to have a hip replacement. I've tried physical therapy. I can't even do the work. My body just is not strong enough to do it. And I don't think like I'm a weak person, because I can pick up heavy stuff. I was a CNA. Me and my old roommate, like we together changed a 600-pound person constantly, just the two of us. No like any kind of help, like person or mechanical or whatever. So I'm not a weak person, but my hips, I would go to physical therapy and then I would be out for like a day or two, because my hips would hurt so bad. And as I'm getting older, as I'm maturing, don't look at my underwears over there. But I have babies. I don't want to not be able to play with them. I don't want to be outside on my heel and that ruins my hip, because that does happen. So I decided to talk to my doctor and I said, I don't know what to do. It's very hard to go walking and work out. I feel like I eat relatively healthy. You guys know, you see what I eat for dinner. I can show you in my closet all the candy we've gotten from the food pantry, and we probably have 75% of it. And the reason why we don't have the other 25 is because we put it in Easter baskets or stockings. Last pantry I showed you, we got 2 packs of cookies. There's one of them has maybe 2 gone, and that was dessert for the girls, and the other one I think is half gone. I don't eat treats like that. For me, like a Coke Zero is actually what I drink, is perfectly, like, that's a treat, from a good enough treat, or some hot fries or hot Cheetos. And I don't have those every day. I have a soda. Well, this last week or two, it's been a little bit more frequent. But I might have a soda once or twice a week. So I'm not, and that's a diet. So my biggest, and this is, I have a couple Hydro Flasks because I have to have one in every room. Okay, they're 32 ounces. I drink at least, on a bad day, 2.5. So I'm drinking at least 75-ish ounces of water minimum a day. Sometimes I drink a lot more. If I remember, I fill them up and I put one in every room. I have a color for every room, and it's because if not, I'll carry my drinks around and lose them. ADHD. Like, I always have 100 drinks. So I'm drinking water. I'm doing the things. I'm eating relatively healthy. We eat a lot of vegetables and fruit in this house. And my 2 biggest issues are, because I'm not perfect, obviously, because I'm still fat, but I do eat. I'm my mom, and I realize that she would get up in the middle of the night. She would wake up and she'd go have a snack, and I totally do that. I'll go have like a cutie and a string cheese, or 3 pieces of salami and a pickle, or something, like whatever's in the fridge. That's kind of my go-to snacks, are those things. And then you see my portions that I make for dinner. I usually don't finish my food. I've been eating this since noon. And I just finished it I kept eating it at dinner. My stomach has stretched out a lot since when I first got my surgery. I eat probably like my 11-year-old portion. I eat about that in a sitting. And it depends. If it's something that expands, like rice, I eat less. But when I had my surgery, I wasn't going to be one of those people who gave up everything, because I knew that wasn't realistic for me. That if I wanted a piece of candy, I was going to have a piece of candy. If I wanted fruit, I was going to have fruit. Because to me, that didn't make sense. That I was going to cut everything, all of nature's food and carbs, cut that out to eat bacon and cream cheese, because that's keto. Like, that just in my mind didn't seem in the long run something that I could do. And I was like, I need to learn better food boundaries, because after that divorce and living on my own, my food boundaries were not good, and I did eat a lot of sugar. So I guess I felt the need, or I felt inspired, because I felt very serious in this, to talk about it, because pounds and it just wants to stay there. So I need to do something to shock it, to get down, so that it realizes that we don't have to be this big. So that I don't have to get a hip replacement. I don't want to get a hip replacement. I don't want to not be able to walk. I don't want to be stuck. So I talked to my new doctor about it and told him this whole video. And he suggested the new trend of the weight loss injection medicines. And went around and around with insurance and finally figured it out. Finally figured out one that I could take. And I made the decision. Clickbait, I feel like I'm not trying to clickbait you. It's just a lot leading up, because I know people are going to say, that's the easy way out. And it's not for everybody. And you being around for your family and your way of living, your ability to live, your mobility is much more important than your embarrassment of how you get there. And I know like weight loss surgery is a lot more normalized now, but you still have a lot of people who think, well, they just do it because they want the easy way out. It is not the easy way out. I had a pretty easy time compared to other people. I could eat anything. There are a lot of people who can't. Certain foods will just comes right out. I never had that experience. I was able to eat bread. I was able to do things, but I think my thing was that even though I wasn't eating necessarily healthy at that moment, I was eating a lot of gummy bears and wine after my separation. Pretty much what I survived on. But having that knowledge, I think, helped me, because there are people who can't have a cupcake, because if they have one bite of a cupcake, then they have to eat 20 cupcakes. And I have had that in the past, but thankfully I've been able to overcome that for the most part. I don't buy Oreos because I cannot eat one Oreo. I haven't even opened that pack from the food pantry a while ago. I hid them in here, but I refuse to open them because I don't want to sit and eat 7 Oreos and make myself feel sick. So I'm not going to open them. I can't do it. But your quality of life, that's the word I was thinking for, is so much more important than what other people think and how you get there. And if doing these injections for a few months, because I don't want it to be like a forever thing. I'm not trying to be Kim Kardashian on the Ozempic for the rest of whatever the heck it's called for the rest of my life to maintain my BBL. But I want... Gosh, I keep getting stuck. I don't know. This is a weird video. I've never shared my weight loss story. There's a lot of people who, even in my life, who don't know that I had it. And it's not that I hid it, but it was just it's nobody's business. But then there's people another family member on my sister's husband's side who lost probably 300 pounds and told people she did it doing jazzercise. And I'm like, okay, it's your story to share if you want to share or not, but don't lie to people and tell them, oh, yeah, I just danced this weight off. Some people can. She did not. And that's not fair to people who idolize her weight loss journey and think, oh, if I just dance, I'll lose it. No, we need to normalize being healthy and it being okay for you to have to do different things to get there. I know a lot of people say that with this medicine, a lot of people gain all the weight back. And my belief with that is that they're gaining all the weight back because there are a lot of people who the reason why they gain back the weight after weight loss surgery or extreme dieting or this is because they change their eating long enough, their habits, not necessarily eating, but your habits and your portion sizes just long enough to get your body down there to what you want it to be. And then you're like, oh, I can do whatever. I'm skinny now. And you go back to eating McDonald's twice a day or, whatever it is your bad habit is. I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to hear it that it's okay. Be healthy and be happy. And if you need to do something like that to be happy, just be safe and make sure that you are doing the mental work, that you are making those mental changes and rerouting your ways of thinking that say it's okay for me to do this, and afterwards I am going to have to make permanent changes. And hopefully you can get to the point where you can have an Oreo and not eat the whole container or whatever your thing is. I'm not obviously not there yet. And you can have that healthy relationship with food, because it's more than just what you put in your body. It's how much, how often. There's a lot of things. I don't know, I'm just rambling now. But this is one to start, even just to keep myself accountable, do weekly check-ins. So, like I said, I did the first injection on Friday evening. And on Friday, I was 209 pounds and 6 ounces, 209.6. So I found a scale at the thrift store when I went, and I'm going to be sharing my updates and answering questions about it, I guess, or talking about my experience doing this kind of medicine with you guys. One, to keep me accountable, and two, maybe to answer someone's questions or to help them not feel alone or to not be embarrassed, or maybe someone has made a comment. You know, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I felt the feeling, and I always say trust your gut, and I always try to do what my soul tells me, because I've learned over the years that there's usually a reason why those thoughts are being whispered in your ears. Take that as whatever you want. And there are many a times in my life and in my weight journey in life that I felt very alone and very much like a fat piece of crap. I'm gonna say it. Like, that's how I felt. There's a lot of times where I've looked around and been like, oh gosh, I'm the fattest, grossest person in this room. And does that matter if I'm the fattest person in the room? Am I the nicest person in the room? Am I the person that if you need something, you can come up to me and I'll be your friend? Probably. Am I the person that will cook you dinner no matter what, even if I despise you? Yes. Am I the person that you can call me and I will try my hardest to call you back? I'm the worst at the phone, and I apologize. Yes, and that's more important. But I still want to feel happy. And I would have loved in those moments to have somebody who said, it's okay. Like, you're beautiful. You're amazing. So you're not Mariah over there in a size 4. But Mariah is a real jerk. So do you really want to be Mariah? There's not really a Mariah in my closet. I don't even know Mariah. That was the first name that came to my mind. But no, just be you. And be you and be beautiful. It sounds like be you, be beautiful. I don't know. But so far, I don't even know how long this video is. Well, it's not that long once I edit out all my ramblings. But, so that's my first update. Side effects wise, I felt very nauseous Saturday. And the reason why I took it Friday night is because Josh was home. And I was like, if I'm feeling sick, or because some of the side effects are like diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and constipation are kind of the biggest ones, which is weird, constipation and diarrhea. It's probably because you get diarrhea and then you're not replenishing those fluids. I have felt nauseous the first day, a little bit the second day on Sunday, but pretty fine otherwise. I have noticed that I'm eating less. And I watched a video last night because I wanted to know what I'm actually doing to my body, like what this is supposed to do, because nobody really told me that. And what it does is it makes your body, for the biggest things I took away, is it makes your body digest slower, and with the idea that your body will finally say you don't need to eat that much because it's just sitting here, and that you feel full faster. So you're eating less. The problem is that people don't drink. And one of the biggest negative side effects are that they're messing up their bodies because then they're not drinking. So I've been trying to I have realized that I'm not drinking as fast. I'm not chugging my water. I usually chug like half of one of these when I wake up. When I take my morning medicines, just to get some water in me going. And I go to bed with it full, and I try to drink half before I go to bed, and then I wake up and finish it. So I have one through the night, and then I try to drink at least 2 during the day. But I can't chug it. I think because I feel fuller. And then like I said, my lunch I've been eating all day. And I think I dropped more of it on the floor. But yeah. So that's the new journey in my life. I'm excited I'm not trying to get if I can get down 25, 30 pounds, I think that's where I'll be the happiest. When I was when I got to my lowest, when I first moved here, I'll have to put some pictures in. Show you my sassy self right here. And I was about a size 12, 14. But I do have curves. So I am bigger chested and I'm bigger bootied. And I do have mom's stomach. I've had multiple abdominal surgeries. I do have an apron. I hate that that's the name. An apron. Why do we have to call it an apron? Can we call it something cool, like a hide and seek book? What are those hide and seek flat books? Can't that be my flat book? I want it to be a flat book, but you know what I mean? Like, surprise under here, and then you pick it up, or I don't know, like make it a little bit cooler. Because of that, I will have to have, I've been told by doctors, one of them being, he was my OBGYN for my biggest, but he also did vaginoplasties. So he did do cosmetic surgery just on the down layers. But he, being a surgeon, I trusted what he said. He said because of everything I went through and how young I was and how invasive it was at the time, just because they were trying to make sure I was healthy, I will have to have a tummy tuck to repair my muscles to ever get that fixed. And then I was told by a chiropractor, and I thought it was really interesting, that because of how much trauma my stomach has had, that I compensate how I'm standing to kind of build the muscle in the back to compensate for the abdomen not having any. And it made sense because I'm like, well, that's when my hips started getting messed up, was right after all of this happened. And with my ankle already being bad, and already I stand with my feet out for my ankles, and then my abdomen, if I can get some of that weight off, because I can't have a tummy tuck and muscle repair, maybe it'll help my body to be able to do what it's supposed to do. So anyways, yeah, I debated on doing this and sharing, but I hope somebody needs to hear it. If not, at least you distracted me from all my laundry. I have 2 more baskets over there, I think. I have a bunch of blankets, 1 basket here, a pile of undies, and then a couple baskets over there. And it's 8:30 now, so I need to finish. Little girls, and I don't even fold the biggest one. She has to do her own laundry. So I got tired of her. What she would do is she would hoard it in her room and then bring out 7 baskets of laundry for me to do. And I was like, oh, hell no. I literally said, I'm like, hell no. You can do your own laundry if that's what you're going to do to me. I thought she'd learn her lesson. I said, I will do your laundry, because in the hallway, it holds a basket. And I said, I will do your laundry if you put your clothes in the basket. Because I try to not get like this. I try to do one load every morning. And then every other day I do like the rags. And so just put it in there and I'll wash it. But it can't be more than a couple, maybe 2 days worth of stuff. Otherwise, if it makes a new load, I'm not doing it. I would totally put my stuff out there. No, she does it herself. She does 3 baskets at a time. Whatever. So, but it's just been crazy with the dogs. So now that they're gone, I want to get this house de-haired. Oh, it's gross. It's gross here. And with Dinky Doo being Dinky Doo and Gustav being Gustav, they have the long hairs. So, anyways, thanks for chatting. I'm really not. I don't know why I sound sad. I think it's because I was like talking about serious stuff, and it's also very late and I'm very tired. Because the dog that went home today wakes up at 5 in the morning and vigorously scratches her ears for an hour. So I've been waking up at 5 a.m. And last night the girls didn't go to bed until 10:30 because the baby was just sad. She was just crying. Sad crying. And I went in, I talked to them, made sure they had their passy. Well, she has a passy, which I've never used a passy before. I hate it. But, blankets were on the other one. The baby does not have anything in her crib but her sleep sack and her binky. Went back in again. She's still upset. And I finally said she just needs to come out and reset. So she came on the bed. And they both came on the bed. And we cuddled for 30 minutes. And then put them back to sleep. But then she woke up super early. Probably because of the dog's head shaking. Pretty sure the neighbors could have heard it. So, I'm just tired. My life will get back to normal here soon. Ish. This next month is going to be crazy with aerial performance, the play, knee surgery, our trip. But I think Josh is done. And he's probably going to want to come in here and take his jeans off and put his house shorts on. So I'm going to end this and I will see you guys tomorrow.